Right now in the Middle East, Hamas says another Israeli airstrike hit a refugee camp in Gaza, the second in 2 days.
Meanwhile, hundreds of people, some Americans, are in Egypt tonight after being allowed to cross over from Gaza today. The group included about 500 people with foreign passports and some critically injured Palestinians who have been trapped in a war zone for more than 3 weeks. U.S. diplomatic sources say they helped broker the deal along with Qatari officials. There are efforts now to evacuate 400 more Americans and hundreds of their family members.
In Chicago tonight, there were growing calls for the safe release of all hostages.
Our Charlie DeMar is live in East Lakeview, hearing from family members impacted at an emotional vigil. Charlie.
And Joe and Erica, those Israeli families here in Chicago, all of them directly impacted by the October 7th attack by Hamas. They've either had family members that have been murdered or kidnapped. Tonight they are calling for the release of all hostages. A ceremony of reflection and prayer, the loud and clear message of the night.
Have been held hostage by the murderous monsters of Hamas.
Free the 200 plus hostages currently being held by Hamas. Seats at the Northside Vigil were roped off with images of some of the captives.
My cousin, Rimon Kirsch, and her husband, Yegev Buchstav, were brutally kidnapped.
We don't know where they are. They're just underneath the ground somewhere in Gaza. We don't know if they're alive. We don't know nothing.
We have 12 family members that have been affected by this attack.
A group of Israelis whose loved ones were murdered or taken hostage by Hamas last month is in Chicago not only to shed light on the horrific attack, but also to put pressure on the U.S.
The hostages need to be released instantly. We see the power of the United States of America. We've seen them push for the release of Judith and Natalie. We want the whole world to stand with us and to help free the hostages.
So far, a handful of hostages have been released by Hamas, including Judith and Natalie Renan from Chicago's North Shore, their cousins Or and Daphne Sella.
When they got back, hugging them was the most intense hug I've ever felt.
Judith and Natalie found out about the other murdered and kidnapped family members only after they returned from captivity in Gaza.
Earlier in the day, the determined yet devastated families met with state lawmakers sharing their pain and asking for help.
Every person that is released, every civilian that is being brought back home is joy.
And let us say amen.
Now, out of respect for their privacy, family of Judith and Natalie Renan did not provide any details about their ordeal or what they experienced while they were held hostage. Earlier this week, you may recall that Natalie was returned back to Chicago. She was reunited with family. Judith, we're told, is still in Israel. We're live in the East Lakeview neighborhood. I'm Charlie DeMar, CBS 2 News. Joe, Erica.
Charlie, thank you.